On the day of the college entrance exam, a boy who could have scored full marks intentionally wrote all the wrong answers. After his younger brother sitting a few rows ahead submitted his paper, he quickly erased his incorrect answers and answered all the questions correctly in the remaining 10 minutes. The boy's strange behavior was because he had been reborn. In his previous life, his younger brother had copied all his answers word for word and reported him to the Education Bureau. As a result, the boy was pushed by his furious father onto an iron rack and lost consciousness. Perhaps heaven pitted his tragic fate, allowing him to be reborn before the college entrance exam. This time, he vowed to reclaim what was rightfully his and make his brother pay a heavy price. So on the day of the exam, the boy deliberately sat in front of his brother. However, when he competently finished his test, he found that his brother had already submitted his paper first. To his shock, the brother's paper was identical to his. Even the answer to the last big question was exactly the same. He couldn't figure out how his brother had managed to do it. After all, the papers of students sitting in front and behind shouldn't be the same. Later, the boy discovered that his brother had intentionally spilled water on his paper and then got the only remaining paper from the teacher. To prevent his brother from copying his answers during the next exam, the boy claimed to feel unwell and moved to the last row. This made his brother extremely anxious as he couldn't copy the answers. The boy thought that being so far away, his brother definitely wouldn't be able to see his answers. This exam was his strong suit. He completed it effortlessly, without any hesitation, and arrived at the last big question. Meanwhile, his brother, the dummy, was scratching his head and struggling to write anything. But just as the boy was about to submit his paper, his brother submitted his own first. When the teacher saw his brother's paper, she praised him, saying that the solution to the last question was very creative. That was exactly the method the boy had used. Seeing his brother boastfully bragging in front of everyone, the boy was completely confused. How could his brother copy his answers if they were so far apart? To avoid being accused of cheating, the boy still erased the answer to the last question and changed the way it was written. When submitting the paper, he secretly glanced at his brother's draft and was shocked to find that the formulas and steps were exactly the same as his. This made him feel like he was being watched. He quickly checked his belongings to see if anything had been tampered with but found nothing. This left him in great panic because the next exam was about to start. If he was still copied by his brother, he would still be reported. Soon the exam began, but the boy couldn't think of any solution and just sat in his seat. Until the end of the exam time, he still hadn't moved. His brother, waiting to copy the answers, in desperation pretended to have a heart attack and was taken to the infirmary. The boy thought this was his chance. In the last few minutes, he finished all the questions. It was the only opportunity he had. Just as the boy confidently submitted his paper, his brother suddenly returned. What he saw completely shattered his worldview. How had his brother done it? They weren't even in the same space. Despite not yet finding a solution, the final exam started, which was his last chance to turn things around. Fortunately, there was no way to escape. The boy finally came up with a plan. He intentionally wrote all the wrong answers, waited for his brother to submit his paper first, and only after seeing his brother leave the classroom did he quickly erase the answers and rewrite the entire test in the last few minutes. This time, the boy felt confident that everything was set. But just then, his brother suddenly entered, saying he wanted to report the boy for cheating. Although the teacher warned that such statements carried legal responsibility, the brother insisted on reporting him and asked the teacher to compare their papers.